I am here with Tracy. Tracy, welcome. Today is Veterans Day, and the National Automobile Museum is doing something special. We're honoring our veterans, and you are one of our proud veterans we're here to acknowledge. Could you tell us a little bit about what branch you were in and what years?
Okay. I was in the Navy and I went in '68 and I was in a program called the 2x6 Reserve Program. So I had to spend 2 years of active duty during Vietnam and then 4 years of reserve time thereafter. But I was stationed at Mare Island Naval Shipyard in Vallejo, California. And as you know, the Navy takes care of the Marines medical, and we were right next to a Marine Corps barracks. And you have never experienced anything more interesting than when a Marine opens his mouth up wide. But they were good guys. I mean, I'll tell you, I was so thankful for the Marine Corps. But I'd get them in the chair for the first time. I'd say, okay, I need to explain to you, my job is to sharpen your teeth before you go in country. And now some of the looks I used to get,
Oh, I bet, I bet.
I found out pretty quickly you don't tease a Marine all that
No,
often.
no. No sense of humor?
Yeah, they're pretty serious about what they do, that's for sure. Thank goodness, I'll tell you. But
And how old were you when you went in the service?
I was 23,
23
I
years old.
think.
And do you get a chance to travel around a lot in the service? Where did you go?
My traveling was confined to the fact that I'm also a Navy brat. My dad was career, and so we were rarely in any one place longer than about 22 months. But for me, with having to serve just the 2 years of active duty, it was all spent there at Mare Island. So,
Okay. So when you hear the word veteran or patriot, what feelings do you have? How do you describe that in your terms?
well, it takes me even all the way back to my childhood because my dad was a really strong patriot. And so he had 4 boys. I'm the oldest and the smallest. My brothers call me the prototype. But anyway, he taught us what America meant and just, how proud we needed to know, how protective we needed to be and all of that kind of stuff. And so I grew up with patriotism and it just continued from there. And even now that I am out of the service, if something patriotic happens, there's a little tug on the ear, the teardrops,
No,
but
I bet.
it does. So, yeah.
Is there a particular story? I know you mentioned the Marines. Anything that jumps out at you as far as the camaraderie or anything in those 2 years that you'd like to share with the viewers?
Well, yeah, I mean, we took care of both Navy and Marines, and the thing that was kind of interesting is we'd have a rotation. You would either be on the front desk and have the files and stuff, or else you would be in oral hygiene. You would work as a hygienist, and another one was chairside, so you'd be like a dental assistant to a dental officer, and there was oral surgery as well. And some of the guys that I made friends with told me that they really didn't like to be in surgery because they were surrounded with officers. and I didn't much care for oral hygiene, even though there was no officers in there. It was just us guys. And so they'd keep saying, Hemmert, you want to take my rotation? I'll trade you. Okay. Because I actually found it really interesting. And I got to get out of those Navy wool uniforms and into the most comfortable outfit known to man called scrubs.
Makes it much
and it
easier.
was great. I really enjoyed that. That was fun. But they could always count on me to take their rotation for them.
Last question. Do you remember what your first car was and what was it?
My first car was a 1950 Oldsmobile that my dad inherited from his mom, and I was at that age where it was 16 was coming up, and so he said, you can just use Grandma's car. And I said, okay. Well, I did a few little things to Grandma's car to make it more personal. And so it was a fun car. I enjoyed it.
We always remember our first car.
Yes, we
Tracy,
do.
thank you very much for your service, and thank you for
Absolutely.
joining us today at the museum.
Happy to do it.